Studying here?
Aye.
Can I ask you what you're studying?
I'm studying English Studies and Politics.
English Studies and Politics. Do you understand science? Are you interested in science at all?
I'm interested in science, yeah.
Can I ask you, are you religious at all?
No, not really, no.
Not religious, so is it correct that you'd be more scientific minded then?
Aye.
Is that right? If I says to you that the core of science for me personally is natural science, which is observable, measurable, testable and repeatable, would you agree with that description of the core, the fundamentals of science, and that it should meet that criteria in order for it to be, relevant, as part of the natural world? It has to meet that.
Yeah, I think science has got to be measurable and an objective rather than kind of subjective.
Yeah, that's great. So, if we can bear that in mind, once I've done this, if I was to present this picture to you, which is of the Loch Ness Monster apparently, and I was to say to you, that's my scientific proof that the Loch Ness Monster is real, would you accept that? And you say this is scientific proof. I don't know if it's enough. It's just a photo. It's just a photo. It could be doctored. So would it be true to say, it could be doctored? That's perfect. So natural science images are just not going to cut it, are they? Because we can produce any images. So, bearing that in mind then, if I show you this image, would you take that as scientific fact that that image is real and that's where you live?
Well, I suppose, that could be doctored as well. The moon could be moved or whatever. I assume that is really the Earth, but I don't know if the image itself is exactly science.
So why would that have any more sway with you than the Nessie picture?
I suppose maybe I've seen it before, maybe a couple of times I've seen that picture of the Earth. So I know myself, I believe in myself that is a picture of the Earth.
Have you ever seen that with your own eyes?
No.
You've never seen it with your own eyes, so we need to discount it then as not being proper scientific, that's fine. Right now, we'll go back to science again. Right now we're looking at this body of water here.
Right.
Now I know through repeated studying and testing over and over, every single person alive can do this. We can get water that is a natural element of the earth, and we know that water will not hold and display convexity. Do you understand what that means?
Aye, so it's like, it doesn't show convex shapes, yeah.
Doesn't show you a lump. So if I was to show you this image here, I'm going to show you this image, and can you tell me if you agree with what you're seeing here, if you think that's accurate?
Aye, I think that's accurate, that's what water looks like.
That's what water looks like. So knowing that, and that being a fundamental aspect of our reality, that alone tells me that people claiming to me that I live on a spinning ball is absolutely impossible. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. If you look at that and you look at that proof, then you can't prove that the Earth is round, no?
No, because it's 70% covered in water.
Aye.
So we know the physics of water, we know that you can't make it conform to exterior shapes and blah blah blah. So then would that raise suspicions with you about who NASA and these space agencies are and why they're telling us that we live on a spinning ball?
I'd have to ask questions about that. Aye.
So you will ask questions just based on that one. Then that's fantastic. That's what we're looking for, because that was the same for me. I've always been scientific minded, and when I see these observable, testable things in reality, but yet somebody wants me to abandon my common sense in favour of images. That's the same as a religion, as far as I'm concerned. Would you agree with that?
Aye.
Because a religion would say to me, well, I've got a textbook and I've got an image and I've got a crucifix and I've got that's no proof for me. So then it's the same kind of thing. So, based on that, I'll show you a couple of other things, but you do maybe start to question, do you actually live on a spinning ball?
Aye, I'm starting to question that.
If I say this to you, what shape is the horizon when you look at the horizon?
Looks flat to me.
Have you ever seen a curve anywhere?
No.
Have you ever seen a curve when you're on a plane?
No.
Was the horizon at your eye level when you were on a plane?
Aye, it was like, you can see it.
Straight in front of you. So, when you start to rise above the ball, like on an aeroplane, the horizon, as you can see if you're here anywhere on the ball, it being at the top, the horizon starts to cut, everything's curving away from the point that you're at. So as you start to rise up, that should start to lower 360 round about you. Would you agree with that
It
observation?
should be the case.
Should be the case, but it's not the case.
It's not the case.
And we know that. So, you know, again, there's a contradiction here. Common sense, natural observations, based purely on an image from an institution. So, you know, it's great that, you know, you're so minded enough to see these things and to now maybe start questioning it. So here we have, you know, like an image of, you can read it yourself, this is Chicago skyline from 50 miles away.
Aye.
And the whole thing's observable. Would you agree that if you were on a ball there should be curvature?
Aye, there should be curvature there.
Do you know that the curvature measurement should be 8 inches per mile squared?
I didn't know that, but obviously I do now.
So, you know, over 2 miles you should have 32 inches of drop in elevation from one point to the next.
So you shouldn't be able to see that at all, really?
You shouldn't be able to see that. If we go to Blackpool and we can see the Isle of Man 60 miles away from one shore to the other shore, but we can see the other shore on the Isle of Man, where is the curvature?
Where is the curvature?
It should be there. You agree with that? This image here, if you have a look at that, the one on the left is what NASA tells us Mars looks like, and this is what it looks like through amateur photography and video.
Oh. So that's not the same at all as what NASA is telling us it looks like?
Have you ever looked at the stars through telescopes?
No.
You just believed that what they told you was the way
I have
that
accepted it as fact.
Yeah. So again, you know, they tell me that they're going in spaceships into the vacuum of space, right? Now for me, I understand a vacuum as being a negative pressure system, and that we live in a positive pressure system. Now again, 100% of the time through observation, testing and repeating, two opposing pressure systems require a solid barrier between them or they will equilibrate. But yet they want me to abandon that again and to say, no, on the macro level it's different though, but we can't recreate it. Do you think there's another contradiction there?
No, that's quite a contradiction, aye.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible that those two things could exist without a solid barrier?
I don't think so, no.
No. Here we have a pressurised can. The reason it stays pressurised is because
Solid barrier.
solid barrier. If I remove the solid barrier, what happens to the gas in there?
Out in the air.
Equilibrates.
Aye.
Right? But they want us to abandon these natural observations and think that on a macro level it's different. Although on any other scale, we can't observe, measure, test, repeat. So it's a serious contradiction, you know.
Aye.
This one here is the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge in China, 102 miles long. They do not take into curvature account, nothing. You can see here what the curvature should be based on a ball of 24,000 miles of circumference.
I just go straight across.
Yep. And obviously it's built across water, and we know the water's flat, so there's not going to be any curvature. You know, because nobody can show you a practical example of water behaving like. We know it doesn't behave like that.
Aye.
You know, it's just these absurdities that are thrown out there.
That's absurd.
Yeah, and people take it for granted because purely on the images, they're swayed by these images. For me, you know, that's a serious issue. We shouldn't be abandoning common sense observations and reality in favour of somebody's images. There was another one here, sorry. This is Tim Peake.
Aye, your man who did the space jump. No, that's true, that's jump he lived up there.
See what's going on there?
I can't really see the photo. Is that him supposed to be at the space station, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me that he's not at the space station?
Well, here, what's this behind him here?
Is that a green screen?
Yep, well, it's a blue screen.
Aye, same principle.
That was captured when George Bush Senior was being wheeled through one of the NASA buildings, and on the screen in the background you had Timmy Peake here with a blue screen doing something with a ball or whatever. So it appears to me that they achieved most of these things using wires, trickery, green screens, in order to convince people that they are actually up there flying in a tin can at 17,500 miles an hour. Are you aware that that's what they claim that it's doing, 17,500 miles per hour?
I've heard that before, yeah, I've heard about Tim Peake. He came back, didn't he?
And they send rockets up that catch up with it and dock, and it's all Star Wars, you know, nothing ever goes wrong, everything's perfect. I mean, to me that's, you know, seriously suspicious. You know, especially when we can't even, you know, advance technology enough here so that there's no suffering, no homelessness, none of that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, it just seems like a total absurdity. There's the other one I was going to show you here. So again, I showed you the Mars thing. Here we have Sirius through an amateur footage.
That's all blue and no.
Doesn't look like a solid bodied planet, does it? I would encourage you, see if you type Nikon P900 stars into YouTube, there's loads of amateur photographers and video people now who are videoing these things, and they're amazing to see with your real eyes. No, they don't look anything like the images that these people have shown us. So, how do you feel about this?
I feel like I've got a new outlook on the world, you know what I mean? I've had to open my eyes to a lot of things. Like, what are we giving the money to these people for? If
$50 million a day they get.
$50 million a day?
Works out to 19 billion a year, that's what they get. That's
that could be for homelessness, that could be, you know, there's soldiers and that living on the streets now. And why are they, you know...
What have they ever offered us? What have they ever gave us? Why do we have suffering and people
Just
homeless?
Some guy messing about with a ball on a blue screen.
Yeah. You know, that's the problem with these people, that, you know, they seem to be fighting because, you know, it must be hard for them to want to give up that amount of money.
Right.
You know, and it would be in their best interest to perpetuate their nonsense in their life to keep that funding coming in. Whereas people like us, we just don't accept it anymore, and, you know, we want the truth.
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm going to give you a card. I go live on a Saturday night on my channel. We open up to anybody who thinks that they can provide proof that we live on a spinning ball. So far we've had absolutely nothing. We've been in the college campuses, the university campuses, trying to get lecturers, anybody who thinks they're a physicist to come forward, and nobody can. You know, because you can't provide actual proof that the Earth is actually a sphere. There's no measurable curvature anyway. And if it was a sphere, there has to be measurable curvature. I mean, you'd probably agree with that, would you know?
Aye, you have to think so.
Yeah.
From a scientific point of view.
So, as I say, man, I'm going to give you my card, which is beyond the imaginary curve for obvious reasons. And if, you know, you want to come on and say hello and, you know, let people know how this has changed your way of thinking, there's loads of people coming forward now. We've got one guy in particular who's a honours degree graduate in maths and physics for Glasgow University, who understands now that it's total crap that they told him, and he's now seeing through the lies. So, you know, we're trying to bring awareness to as many people as we can and get people just question.
I feel enlightened, man. I feel like I totally...
If it was me and I could go to space and the Earth was really a sphere, I would be doing loads of crazy stuff. I would be like, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit in the moon, I'm going to video, zoom in on an aeroplane taking off upside down for Australia, you know, or a helicopter taking off upside down for Australia and then flying around the globe. I mean, we never see anything like that. Total nonsense. If you're on an aeroplane, it stays parallel, flat and level all the way to its destination until it's ready to go down. If it was on a boat, it would be dipped nose first constantly, accounting for the curve of the Earth, you know. So, well, listen, man, you know, I don't want to keep you anywhere, you know, it'd be fantastic. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Studying here?
Aye.
Can I ask you what you're studying?
I'm studying English Studies and Politics.
English Studies and Politics. Do you understand science? Are you interested in science at all?
I'm interested in science, yeah. I think science has got to be measurable and an objective rather than kind of subjective.
Yeah, that's great. So, you know, if we can bear that in mind, you know, once I've done this, if I was to present this picture to you, which is of the Loch Ness Monster apparently, and I was to say to you, you know, that's my scientific proof that the Loch Ness Monster is real, would you accept that? And you say this is scientific proof. I don't know if it's enough, like, you know, it's just a photo. It's just a photo.
It could be doctored.
So would it be true to say, you know, it could be doctored, that's perfect, you know, so we, you know, in natural science, images are just not going to cut it, are they? Because we can produce any images. So, bearing that in mind then, if I show you this image, would you take that as scientific fact? So, can I ask you, are you religious at all?
No, not really, no.
No religious, yeah. So is it correct that you'd be more scientific minded then,
Aye.
is that right? If I says to you that the core of science for me personally is natural science, which is observable, measurable, testable and repeatable, would you agree with that description of the core, the fundamentals of science, and that it should meet that criteria in order for it to be, you know, relevant, you know, as part of the natural world, it has to meet that.
Yep.
That image is real and that's where you live.
Well, I suppose, I mean, that could be doctored as well. I mean, the moon could be moved or whatever. I mean, I assume that is really the Earth, but I don't know if the image itself is exactly in science.
So why would that have any more sway with you than the Nessie picture?
maybe I've seen it before, maybe a couple of times I've seen that picture of the Earth. So I know myself, I believe in myself that is a picture of the Earth.
Have you ever seen that with your own eyes?
No.
You've never seen it?